ฝากกดติดตามและกดไลค์กดแชร์ CBN Thailand
I spoke with author and Jerusalem Post military correspondent Yonah Bob about what he saw in the communities Hamas destroyed. Yonah Bob, you're the military correspondent for the Jerusalem Post, also the co-author of Target Tehran. But yesterday, you went down to one of the villages, one of the communities really devastated by Hamas. Tell us your experience there.
Yes, I went to Be'eri. It was one of the 22 villages which Hamas invaded, the slaughter. We're talking about 1,200 people at this point. And what I called it in my article was carnage. That's what I saw, was utter carnage. Houses torn to pieces, cars torn to pieces, cars ripped into each other in ways that you couldn't imagine, water flowing out of the street, a war zone of complete destruction. This was a well-off, sort of almost country club level, kind of place. Here and there was an eerie, house that somehow hadn't been touched, and you could see the contrast between the houses, what was before and what was now. Most of it was destroyed.
It's just horrific, almost unspeakable. You're also the co-author of Target Tehran. What connection do you see Iran has with Hamas and Hezbollah up in the north?
There's absolutely a connection. Iran wasn't necessarily behind this specific operation. We'll see there may be more evidence that they were, but even if they weren't behind this specific operation, the reason that this happened in the long run was from them, from their funding, from their logistics, from their training, from their pushing Hamas constantly, Islamic Jihad in Gaza constantly to be at war, to be in conflict with Israel, Hezbollah in Lebanon constantly to be in war and conflict with Israel. All of that is coming from Iran. There's no way that this would have happened without Iran pushing for it. Again, even if the specific timing, Iran didn't give the order, do it on this day, the sophistication that Hamas has at this point, that they were able to both launch 2,000 rockets all at once, hang glider, motorized hang gliders, and at the same time, invasion from the sea, 1,000, soldiers invading from 29 different points, all synchronized perfectly to, fool Israel, distract Israel in so many different ways. That couldn't have happened without Iran's help over years. So did Iran give the order on this? We don't know yet. We can't say for sure. Maybe there'll be more evidence about that. But would this have happened without Iran? Absolutely not. The bigger strategic picture, Iran is still the major enemy of Israel, and I feel most of the civilized world.
You're the co-author of Target Tehran. Final question. Tell us about, while this is all happening, Tehran is still racing towards a nuclear weapon. Your book really goes into great detail about how the Mossad has tried to stop that. How does that all fit into this equation right now?
Right. So that is still the biggest threat. At the end of the day, with everything that Hamas did on Saturday, killing around 1,000, 1,200 people, at the end of the day, an Iranian nuclear weapon is a much larger threat, is an existential threat. Hamas cannot be and still is not an existential threat to Israel. What they did was terrible, but now they are on the run. They're going to continue to be on the run. Iran is an existential threat to Israel, especially if it gets a nuclear weapon. The only reason, yes, sanctions, diplomacy have helped, but the main reason that they haven't got a nuclear weapon for 30 years is because the Mossad, over and over again, I have to say according to the censor, according to foreign sources, has exploded a Natanz nuclear facility in July 2020, another Natanz nuclear facility in April 2021, another facility at Karaz in June 2021. And I could go on, and we go on in the book, the assassination of Mohsen Fakhrizadeh, the chief nuclear scientist, the father, the Oppenheimer for Iran, of the bomb in that country. I could go on, we do in the book. Again, I have to say, the Mossad, is their job over? Have they permanently stopped Iran from getting a nuclear weapon? No, but they've kept them away for 30 years. And to the extent that I have confidence that Iran will not get to a nuclear weapon, one of the major reasons is, even today, if Iran is plotting to do it, the Mossad is watching.
Yeah. Yonah Bob, thanks for your expertise. Great book. Highly recommend Target Tehran. And, I'm sure we'll be in touch. This is going to be a long campaign, it seems.